Four-day international summit aimed at stopping the use of sexual violence in conflict is concluding this lunchtime. The conference was hosted by the Foreign Secretary, William Hague, and the actress and UN Special Envoy, Angelina Jolie, who in the past few minutes has said that she hopes the summit will change the way global issues are addressed.
War zone rape is not simply a woman's issue. It is not a humanitarian issue. It goes to the heart of international peace and security. Even more heartening is the fact that this summit has brought together leaders, survivors, and experts from around the world in an unprecedented way. I see this as a new and a hopeful model for how we can begin to tackle vast global issues and strengthen the rule of law and justice internationally.
Well, Iliriana Jaka Gashi is the Kosovo Director for Women, which supports female survivors of war and civil strife, and she lived through the ethnic cleansing, mass rapes and looting in the Balkan Wars. And she joins us from the summit in East London. Good to talk to you, Iliriana. What do you feel it's achieved over the last 4 days?
It's been an unprecedented opportunity, a bit overdue perhaps, but it's an opportunity to end the sexual violence, to address the issue of ending the sexual violence in the conflicts at the global level. It's great, and I think we should take care to take this over to our countries and not let fall off of the agenda this very important issue.
What do you think is the one key thing that can be done to stop sexual violence in war? Is it the education of those fighting, or is it greater prosecution?
Well, it's first, I think we have, yes, you are right, it's the education, it's changing the attitude. In fact, we will not be able to address this issue before we change the attitude and that the gender equality becomes real. Not really a question of numbers, of quotas, of talking about it, but a real issue that will be implemented all over the world.
Reconciliation is talked about a lot, isn't it? And I'm thinking of stories that we've heard of women in Kosovo, where you are from, who are now living in towns where they were raped by their neighbours, and they still see these men walking around the streets. How long-lasting are the effects of sexual attacks in these kind of conflicts?
Well, they are very much lasting. I mean, yes, you are right. Impunity is a real problem, I think. And I'm very glad that at this summit it was really addressed. The impunity was addressed. And the consequences of the sexual violence during the war, it's very long-lasting. Unfortunately, in Kosovo, we didn't address that issue. It's been for 14 years treated as a taboo. It's been a progress last year. Our president, she has established the National Council for the Survivors of Sexual Abuse. And just 2 months ago, the law of treating those victims as other victims has been passed through the parliament. But on the ground, it has not really been addressed yet. And I think the government, the commitments that have been taken here during this summit will have to be taken into consideration and reach the real victims. I think the civil society organizations, especially organizations that work with women and with the survivors, will have to be consulted and be part of the process, especially the reconciliation process, the victims and the activists that work on the ground.
OK, then we must leave it. We're out of time. Iliriana Jaka Gashi, thank you very much.